MK, and I am here with another Shimmerz Paints design team layout for you guys today. I am also playing along with Series 13, Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. This is the gorgeous sketch that I will be playing with today, created by Susan Ell. So I've gone ahead and showed you guys here what the sketch looks like close up. Well, kind of. I think the digital copy looks way better than the printed one. But I've got a couple of these random stickers that are like collage stickers that I've pulled out. I don't even remember where I got them. I think I got them in a kit club a couple years ago. I'm not sure. I've been going through a couple of my older bins and things and finding stuff I never knew I had. I also pulled out a couple of these fishies that were created by Janie for me. Sadly, they don't end up on the layout, but I do try because I'm trying to create a fishing layout. I also have a couple Lakeside collection elements as well as a few die-cut fish that were part of a kit that I received from Scrapbook Addicts, who is Sarah. And then I have this Lakeside paper something, I don't know, I'm going to use. So a couple Lakeside stragglers that I've got going on. I have a couple of these trees that I pulled off of a give-take table. Actually, they didn't even make it to the give-take table. She was walking by and I was like, where are you going with those? And that's where she told me she was going to, and I was like, I think not. Anyways, those are from Lynn. And then I have 3 photos. I keep finding those little collage stickers everywhere. I've got 3 photos and then this uber old, super thin paper that I'm going to use as my background for my photos because they were not fishing on a dock, but they're fishing lakeside. All right, so from Shimmerz, I've got some Inklings, Chocolate and Diamonds, Creamy's Sage It Ain't So, Creamy's Pining for You, and Inklings Penny for Your Thoughts that I have, as well as a couple sprays that I'm going to be bringing out. The first spray is Hot Fudge, Vibes Hot Fudge, Spritz in Bamboo Leaf, and Spritz in Pipe Cream. I love this pipe cream, you guys, and I hope that they sell it individually because right now it's only available in, I believe, the March color kit. So anyways, I got this piece of paper. I don't know where it's from, but clearly it's from a paper pad. But I picked it up from a couple yard sale kits that Janet Fritz had put together. She put them together for like a flea market type deal that she has in her local area. And then she brought the leftovers to a retreat. And so I picked some out. I picked 2 of the papers out. Not papers, but kits. She had them all collected and basically it was... you get to see the first couple things in the kit and then hope that you like the rest. Not that she would put ugly stuff in there, but you get the idea. And so I picked out this one because it was very outdoorsy. And I love this paper. I really do. And I knew I had a bunch of these types of photos to do. And so this is us fishing. It's my boys fishing with Grandpa at June Lake in California. And then I also had to use this scrap piece of paper from Janet because I did not share with you guys that I had this piece of paper, and then I realized I needed to map my photos. So I asked Janet, I said, do you have a paper that matches this? And she's like, oh my gosh, indeed I do. And she just pulled it out of her little scrap pile and it was perfect. Now I did have to trim my photos down just a little bit for it to work, but it was the perfect size for what I needed. And it's actually by Shimmerz. I think it was from her field study paper collection, but don't quote me on that. I'm not really familiar with that. I think that's the only one that I ever bought from her, except for her other purple collection. Anyways, I apologize. All right, so instead of having strips of paper over on my left side, like Susan does in her sketch, I actually plan on using these trees. I thought it was a good idea because our lakeside has a ton of these gorgeous pine trees or whatever type of needly trees that they are. So I'm going to start with creating my trees using the bamboo spray just to give it a base, a foundation. And then while the spray was still wet, I'm going to go in for pining with you or pining for you. And paint them, give them a good base, make sure that the coloring, the ink goes in where I want them first, because they're not gessoed or anything. So I started with one where the pining went down at the bottom. The other one I strung it through the center. Now I'm also, because I'm working in my spray box, I'm going to be picking up those colors, reactivating the sprays that I used in the box. So I couldn't even tell you what spray that was. I think something. I'm not really sure. But each of my trees are going to turn out different because I applied the paint in different spots, different areas. I'm trying to say this to where it makes sense, but basically it's because of where the paint goes down first. It's going to soak into that paper first, and then I'm just taking water and trying to move it around before it starts drying, because like I said, I did not treat these. I have no idea what paper they were printed on. I know Lynn printed them herself, and that was about it. Now I am taking the penny for your thoughts and going ahead and giving my trees some trunks. I love this penny for your thoughts ink, and then I'm going to add a little bit of chocolate and diamonds just to give it that wood grain effect and give it a little bit of swirls and whatnot while the paint is still wet. Like I said, when you have untreated paper to play with, you definitely have to, and I'm showing the girls at my crop my pretty trees, but you have to work fast if you want the inks to blend in, or it's just going to soak in the paper and then you're done. All right, so I'm going to pick off my tiny little pine needles that you can't really see, and take that penny for your thoughts, and go ahead and just dab, dab, dab to give them a little bit more of a definition along the edge of my trees. I did actually end up painting the inner bits with that Sage It Ain't So. I know I touched it very briefly, but I did end up doing that. And then I'm going to just go ahead and stagger my trees. I'm going to glue two of my trees, the two that are lookalikes, straight down on my layout. And then I'm going to pop up the one that looks a little on the different side. This one here, I'm going to pop it up on some foam, so that way I get a little bit of dimension, and I'm able to take my photos and tuck them in and around and here and there. So when it comes to the shimmer product, you definitely don't always have to make a gorgeous, fabulous background. I love mixing my shimmer products with making my own papers, making my own embellishments, and all that stuff. It's definitely very shimmery, very shiny, and for me and my style, to keep it a little bit more low-key, I like adding it in tiny little bits, if that makes any sense. And again, I'm showing my girls at the retreat. I apologize, you guys. I didn't realize how often I was sharing them, how much I was sharing and lifting up my projects. So anyways, I just really like the fact that I was able to incorporate these trees into this background, and it just looks like it looks like the trees came with the paper, in all honesty. I'm ignoring the fact that it has a dock. I really am. So another thing that I wanted to bring in, and the reason why I picked these sticker butterfly dealios, is because I loved how many photos Susan put on her layout. She's got 6 photos, and I only had 3, but I cut one in half to make 4. And then I felt like all these little frames that are in these stickers are going to help me make it look like I've got a ton of little squares on my layout. Even though I'm tucking them in and around my photos, I definitely like that look when it comes to just making it look like I've got a ton of squares and whatnot. I'm also going to try to take one of these little stickers and put it right on top of my tree, but I do remember that my tree is 3D, so I have to add a little pop dot behind the butterfly. Hopefully it doesn't stick out too much. Some of the sticker backs I went ahead and just left on because I wanted them to float with the layout or with the photos. And then the others I stuck directly on the page. Now these stickers would be fabulous if they weren't shiny, but because my trees are shiny, they add to the shininess throughout the layout and allows me to put more shiny all over my layout instead of just having the trees be shiny and then nothing else is. So I forgot about my title for a brief second. So I wanted to make sure before I put down my son's photo that I actually had room for my title. I love the birds in the background just kind of coming out and ending in my title. I just absolutely love that. It was meant to be. And I love when products come together like this. I really do. Like I said, I have no idea what paper this is. I don't know where the trees came from. I know I have a few Lakeside collection things. I really wanted to incorporate these fish and cover up what that boat says because I really like how that looks. But then I wanted to incorporate the other fish, and they didn't go really well. They were a little on the big side. But I do love that little cluster with the fish down below. So I'm going to ink a fish and see if I like it. Oh no, I'm going to ink the title that says Sunshine and Lake Water is all I need. So, and we love it. The kids love it when Papa goes out there and fishes with them. They just think it's the neatest thing, like, oh, Papa fishes. That's so cool. Like, seriously. It's a thing for them. They just don't realize it. Now, my little paper piece that says Lakeside is life is better Lakeside. My E became that way. It came damaged, and I definitely don't want to draw more attention to it by trying to color it back in. My thing about it is that all I have is alcohol markers. I don't have regular markers. And so I don't want the alcohol markers to bleed and then it looks sloppy. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave my E the way it is. I'm going to work on the bottom cluster now and get that collage, that butterfly collage, to work well with my boat. And then I'm going to add a little bit more shimmer to the layout, so it's an all-around shimmer. Like I said, I've got the shimmer in the trees. I have the shimmer for my glossy frames. I really am trying to make those fish work, Janie. I really am. I'm sorry that they don't. But for this particular layout, they're just a little bit too big. But I like the idea of kind of having them hang like we just had a big catch type thing. But of course, we didn't have a big catch at all, but that's okay. So to add a little bit more shimmer to my layout and to round it all off, so I've got shimmer in 3 spots, I'm going to add hot fudge and splatter it around the bottom of my trees to kind of make it look like, it's it fills in the clusters and whatnot. And then I'm going to add pipe cream around all of my elements. So I'm going to bring it up and splatter it a little bit on my trees and around and in with my, I think they're geese flying. Well, let's just say they're geese. And I just love how it looks when it dries, you guys. Oh, my stars, it's gorgeous. And so that is my layout for today. I'm going to trim off my little trees real quick and take a look to see if it needs anything else. And in all honesty, I don't think it does. I absolutely love the sketch. I love how my layout turned out, and I love my trees. I love painting. I love painting with the shimmer products because you never know what it's going to look like. So when you're painting it, when it's still wet, it's fabulous. And then when it dries, it's fabulous, but it's a little on the softer side. So I felt like this was a great touch for this particular layout. So anyways, that is what I've got today. Don't forget to check out the Shimmerz Paints shop. They've got a color kit that has now, it's a paper kit, and oh my gosh, the papers just keep getting better and better and better. The cut apart sheets that come with the papers is gorgeous. So don't forget to check out the Shimmerz shop. There's also 2 links down below for Christy's Beautiful Life Series 13. 30 days of sketches, and also too, if you put my name down in the comment at checkout on the Shimmerz Paints site, if you put my name down in the checkout, then you'll get a little free gifty. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate it, and I will check y'all later. Bye.